I haven't done this before, but I thought I'd do a little preview of the next video because I've already started working on the Second Punic War, and I thought I'd give you a little preview of what to expect. And I have no idea how many videos the Second Punic War will take. It probably will take quite a few videos. Now, between 218 and 201 BC, Rome and Carthage engaged in a cataclysmic struggle for control of the Western Mediterranean. The resulting war was one of the largest and deadliest duels ever seen in the ancient world, and it changed warfare forever. If Polybius is correct, Rome could put 700,000 Roman soldiers and allies under its banner. It would take a massive war effort to take on the most powerful city-state in the world. There were few generals in history that could have pulled off such a massive project, but as luck would have it, Carthage possessed such a general in Hannibal. Hannibal is without a doubt one of the greatest generals in history. He possessed a supreme confidence in his military abilities. Hannibal had the best training possible, as he spent 9 years learning from the other great Carthaginian general, his father Hamilcar. Accompanying his father on the Iberian campaign, Hannibal gained invaluable experience. After his father's death, Hannibal served as commander of the cavalry under Hasdrubal. If Hannibal was to conduct a war with Rome, he could not count on the continual support from Carthage itself. The peace party was now back in control of the Carthaginian Senate. Therefore, any war effort would be financed by the silver and gold mines in Spain, which of course the Barcas were now in control of. And so in many respects, this would be Hannibal's own private adventure. And even if Hannibal had the full backing of the Carthaginian Senate, where would he fight the Romans? Where would he go? Sicily was out of the question because of Carthage's lack of a war fleet. And even if he was able to make a landing there, he would have a difficult time keeping his army supplied. Southern Italy was equally problematic because of the same reasons, the lack of a war fleet. But also, Hannibal could not be sure any of the city-states in Italy would make reliable allies. Many of these cities had become more and more Romanized as the decades of Roman rule rolled by. And in any event, if Hannibal encountered the Roman fleet in the Mediterranean, the Second Punic War would have been over before it even started. So the sea needed to be taken out of the equation altogether. Could Hannibal afford to fight the Romans in Spain? This presented several problems as well. The first being, how could he defend Africa or Carthage or all of the other Carthaginian possessions while he was pinned down in Spain, especially without a fleet? Thus, the best alternative was the most insane alternative. That was an attack on Italy itself, which at the time must have seemed like madness. But upon careful examination, it made a lot of sense, as this would force the Romans to divert all their attention back to Italy and keep the fighting in Rome's backyard rather than Carthage's homeland. But again, where to go in Italy? There was the Po Valley, and as we know, the Gallic tribes there hated the Romans, and so this was the place that Hannibal chose. It also offered him the chance to establish a base of operations, because for all intents and purposes, he would be cut off from Carthage itself. And so Hannibal would make that epic journey across the Alps and descend into the Po Valley. In Rome's worst nightmare, they could not have imagined that they would lose hundreds of thousands of soldiers, or that it would take nearly 2 decades to drive Hannibal out of Italy.